before we invite questions, please let me invite my sister, the head of communication.
Members of the fourth estate, mine is just going to be a call to the president of this nation. You are a father to this country, and your success is the success of this country. But we are categorically stating our country cannot achieve success without the youth involved. Yes. We are the highest population, and we are tired of being on the menu. We need to be on the table. So if we are talking as a country, if we are talking on issues development of this country, we need to have the youth involved. If we as the youth of this country can meet, irrespective of our parties and party leaders' decisions and misimamo, we need to understand that you as the fathers and the elders of this country can do the same, and not on basis of power sharing. Yes. We are sick and tired of the power sharing discussion, and as the youth of this country, we need an inclusive working method.
Asante sana, mmesikia sauti. Hiyo ni chama cha ANC. Sasa tutapokea maswali.
Looking at the political rhetorics,
yes,
in your own perspective,
yes,
do you think this national dialogue is going to succeed? Look at the proposals, some of the proposals in the new, the office of the official decision,
yes,
in the law. Those some of the proposals were in the BBI.
Yes.
It was rejected.
yes.
Are we bringing
My sister Agnes from NAC Kenya. To our friends from the fourth estate, my name is Kidimwaga, and I am the convener. I have the privilege of convening this press conference, and our remarks are brief. I will read it. The Secretary General will follow up with a Kiswahili version, and then we will accept questions from the press. We meet here today. This press statement is being released today, 22nd August, 2023. We meet here today under the auspices of the Inter-Parties Youth Forum, an entity that brings together young people from political parties across the political divide. We, the young people of this country, believe that in spite of the ongoing sharp political differences, there are issues that are affecting us that are oblivious to our political affiliations. It's against this backdrop that we felt the need to come together, guided by the principle of unity of purpose, to address ourselves to challenges that we may not address individually. And the primary question is, why is dialogue necessary? We, the young people, believe that inclusive and respectful dialogue between politicians, political parties, civil society, and citizens is crucial in achieving a thriving democracy. The Constitution of Kenya 2010 declares that Kenya multi-party democratic state. It therefore behooves us to encourage dialogue as a means to ensure citizens play their role in political life and work for the common good of the country. Our goal is to enhance meaningful participation and inclusion of Kenyan youth in the socio-economic and political governance of our country. The youth in this country, as you might be fully aware, are affected by a myriad of challenges, including but not limited to inequality, structural and systemic exclusion, and of course the disconcerting high cost of living. And while we acknowledge this and urge the government to immediately address these issues, today we convene here to address ourselves to the question of the national dialogue. We take cognizance of the desire of the two coalitions and Kenyans at large, seeing the need to have a conversation and bring together both sides of the political divide. We might be struggling with getting a national dialogue properly underway because the emphasis has always been on whom rather than what. As young leaders, the demand, we believe, should be for a structure and a process that promotes whole of society and debate, and not more mere boardroom deals. The dialogue outcome should be about the years and decades after, and not about tomorrow, as history has demonstrated with the previous political elite settlements. This move is therefore very much welcome, as it will bring an end, to an end the needless loss of life, destruction of property, and the state of uncertainty that is causing massive capital flight from the country. However, we note with a lot of concern that the parties to the national dialogue are yet to agree on issues to be deliberated upon. It is our position as IPYF, that is the Inter-Parties Youth Forum, that the issues of national discourse are not a preserve of politicians. They don't hold monopoly of solutions to our issues. If they did, we would be a thriving, prosperous nation. History is replete with many examples of dialogue processes that were led by the political class that have failed to end the cycle of violence after every election. Of course, you are all aware of the IPPG deal. You are aware of the National Accord and Reconciliation Act, which brought in the Grand Coalition. You are aware that after the 2013 elections, there was the political fallout that led us to chanting Okoa Kenya, tear gas Mondays, and when after 2017 elections, we ended up with another handshake. Today, as we are talking about national dialogue, as it is structured, there is no fundamental difference from the other elite settlements that we have witnessed. We therefore demand that the national dialogue be opened to include the youth to meaningfully participate in diagnosing the problem confronting our country and help find lasting solutions. We have witnessed time and again this country being subjected to dialogue with the absence of the youth voice, which in turn has had the consequences of disenfranchising young people. To this end, we demand the inclusion of the youth in the national dialogue table. It is worth noting that the young people are the ones who bore the greatest brunt of the recent demos. Many lives were lost, others got injured, livelihoods destroyed, and generally, young people are the victims of profiling that ensues, both ethnic and political profiling, when political tensions rise. As such, we cannot pretend to have a dialogue while our voices is excluded. Dialogue and decision-making as a whole becomes richer, more impactful when the voices of the youth, who account for the majority in this country and who will bear the long-term brunt of the decisions arrived at, are represented in the discourse. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, noting the improper constitution of the National Dialogue Committee and the exclusion of the young people, contrary to the constitutional provisions, we now demand the immediate inclusion of young people in the process, and we are determined to pursue legal and political avenues available to us if they will fail to heed to our commitment to invite the Secretary General to make a brief summary in Swahili. We are, first and foremost, our membership derives from political parties. So as all the members we are seeing here have got mandate from their respective parties to be in this forum. So if by any chance our interest and the interest of any other political party may converge in the interest of amplifying the voices of young people, we will not make any apology to that extent. Thank you. I will respond to that question. The first question is that are the talks doomed to fail? I will tell you that in the face of ensuing disorder, there are people who benefit from that disorder. It is the forces that benefit from that disorder that are seeking to stall the process, to undermine that process, because they have people who have emerged out of disorder. We believe as young people that our presence in the political stage would be meaningless if it will not inspire a wave of newness. To that extent, we are making a direct plea to the President and the former Prime Minister to make sure that they invest their goodwill in this dialogue so that finally, for the first time, we may be able to address the problems bedeviling our country through a structural process that ensures that we put an end to this circle of vicious political fallout after every election. Thank you. The second question is, are we bringing back the BBI process? My short answer is, An idea whose time has come can never be defeated. There are serious governance questions in this country that we must address ourselves to. Whether other people are tempted to address themselves to them through the BBI process or any other process, we believe as young people that we must come together, diagnose what exactly is the problem with our country, what is it we need to tweak, and in so doing, be able to build a better democratic nation. Thank you. Any other? Yes, my name? Your question is that why are the young people voices not taken seriously? It is of the other political class, members of the other political class who thrive in division. We believe that as young people, we are oblivious to our challenges individually. The hunger does not know whether you are in Azimio or Kenya Kwanza. Lack of education does not know whether you are in KANU or ODM. Inability to take your child to school or to get proper health care does not know whether you come from Luo Nyanza or from Central. It is against this backdrop that as young people we are setting the stage, that we are coming together on issues of common concern. Thank you. And that we must, for the first time, make sure that the youth voices count in the governance of this country. Thank you. Yes, Afande.
There are also a political party
Yes.
that is the Jubilee,
Yes.
which has also